Could you imagine anyone trying to get a job in marketing with almost no English? When I saw a swimming pool, I pointed at and yo, wow, great ocean. When I was on a date, he asked me, how are you doing? Are you seeing someone? Who? I didn't see anyone here. Did you see a ghost? I submitted 500 versions of resumes, but did not get any job. Not even any interview. Back in 2008, in the Great Recession, I graduated. I had 3 months to get a job before my visa expired. There were no jobs anywhere. One day, after receiving another rejection, I was showering in my door. As the water came down, mixed with tears, I thought, I should just give up. With this economy, it's helpless. I'm nobody. Who am I? Where do I even find hiring managers? As I walking out the bathroom, I repeat, who am I? Suddenly, a light bulb went on in my head. I was a reporter. Where will reporters find hiring managers? Of course, campus recruiting events. So I went to all of them, including those that I wasn't invited to. I wait outside the building in the brutal Chicago winter. As soon as the recruiter walked out of the building, hi, this is my resume. Oh, by the way, I'm not a student of this department. I did not know how to get a marketing job interview, but I do know, as a former reporter, I know how to wait for people outside the building. I'm not suggesting anyone here to ambush hiring managers. In fact, I didn't get any job interview from my investigating. What I'm trying to say is that when you think of what you really know, then you have a hope to try again and carry on until you find a solution instead of giving up. People told me networking is the best way to find a job. But my English was so bad I couldn't really chat with the people. As I walked around campus, I saw a senior care center. I thought that's a great place to practice English. No one can run away. I did puzzles and mahjongs, and the added bonus, I was always thrilled when they asked me, would you like to stay for dinner? Yes, free food. I realized that every time when I thought of giving up, I would try to remember who I am and what I could do. And one solution will lead me to another, and with a solution, I can keep going. As my English got better, I need to find people to network with. But I don't know anyone. Well, that's not true. As a student, I knew professors. So I reached out to all professors in my school's department, and even professors in other schools' departments too. One day, a professor invited me to listen to a panel. One of the speakers was Peggy, CEO of a small magazine company for salon owners. She agreed to introduce me to her digital marketing team. I was perfect for the role. As I walked out of the interview, I thought, this is it. They are going to hire me. A few weeks passed and no one called. I followed up with the HR manager. Hi, Lauren. This is Anya, a job candidate. She interrupted me. Please don't call me anymore. I was laid off from the company. Even the HR rep was let go. I thought of giving up again. Although she couldn't help me professionally, I felt empathy for her, so I invited her for coffee, and she shared insights about the company, which turned out to be essential for my job search later on. She also shared a simple tip. Hey, there are more jobs in bigger cities. With the thought of bigger city, I headed to New York. I crashed on friends' couches. Imagine you are in New York, a massive city, meeting with people, or I should say strangers, every day. And without knowing where are you going to stay week over week. All I had was a list of 2,000 alum, but the community and the network gave me hope. Unfortunately, I didn't find many hiring managers, especially people in the media industry, which was my job interest at the time. Rejection after rejection, me in my high heel walking through the snow. Oh, it's New York, more like black slash. And I was cold and hungry, slowly defeated. I stumbled into a Chinese restaurant. I ordered a simple but overpriced dish. As soon as the waitress served the dish, my tears dropped on the rice. Why am I here? I had been a reporter in Taiwan where people respect me. I left because I want to see a bigger world. But now I'm wondering, why am I here, where I have to think twice before ordering a simple meal or while begging for a job? As it wasn't sad enough, as I was walking home, to a place that wasn't even my home, it started raining. I thought of giving up again. Even the weather told me to. I was trying to avoid the rain by zipping from newsstand to newsstand. And as I was waiting for a break in a cloud, I glanced over the newspaper. New York Times, publisher name, if you want advertise, call this number. Great! I bought all the newspaper and start calling each of them, and it worked. I start getting coffee chats. As a former reporter, calling people, finding people just by having their name was my job. When I was using my experience, my strengths, my skill set, everything became easier. And when it's easy, you want to try again. But even with the coffee chat, the networking process was too slow. I needed to go to a place where I can meet tons of people in a day. Conference. I found a conference, but the ticket was $2,000. There was no way too much for new grads. I thought of giving up. Hold on, there are usually free tickets for reporters covering stories about conference. But I was no longer a reporter. I decided to call a familiar magazine in Taiwan and pitch them a story about the conference. And I got a ticket. Every time I thought of giving up, I realized that I was thinking of what I could do. And with my strengths, then they give me the light in the end of a tunnel. And the light encouraged me to keep going. I ended up meeting with tons of people. CEO of the New York Times, Vice President of CNN and NBC, hundreds of them. But the story was the same. Hey, sorry, we are laying off people. Actually, if you heard someone is hiring, can you let me know? Because I am worried about my job. I thought it's really time to give up. I went back to Chicago to pack my belongings. I didn't get a job during the trip, but I learned so much, and all of this, so much I can take it to the magazine company which I visited before. How did I know? From my coffee chat with Peggy, from my coffee chat with Lauren, the HR manager who was let go from the company. I decided to try one more time. This time, instead of looking for a job, I decided to build my own. I reached out to the CEO. Hey, Peggy, I just came back from New York. I met with a lot of your competitors and learned even more about your industry. Would you like to know what are they doing now? Peggy asked me, wow, are they laying off people? I asked, how about I share more about with you? She agreed to me. In preparation for the meeting, I put together a business plan. Using everything I have learned from the trip, I went to interview the magazine's readers who are salon owners and their advertisers who I found from the ads in the magazine. Hi, Peggy. Here are the initiatives that your competitor industry peers are doing. Based on your former employee, your reader and advertiser told me, I think these few are most relevant to your company. If you would like to undertake those projects, I think you'll need someone who has a journalism background, has a marketing degree, who is junior enough not to command too high the salary, and I happen to know someone. She asked me, would you like to be a contractor? I was still struggling with my English, and I didn't know what that meant. I said yes. I went home and I Googled contractor. I did not know why she wanted to be a plumber, fixing toilets. But anyway, I got my first job in the US. After that, I worked my way up from Sears, Target, McDonald's, eBay, and Meta's Facebook, leading their e-commerce product teams. You are not going to take the same path as I did to succeed, but you are going to succeed by leveraging your own strengths, your passion and personality, your experience and skill set, plus your network and community. I did not know how to write a resume, but I knew I had a community, the schools writing coaches for students. I did not know how to find an interview, but I knew how to wait outside the building to meet hiring managers. I did not know how to get a free English tutor, but I knew giving back and talk to elderly and get free food in the process. I did not know hiring managers in New York, but I knew I had a network of alum. I did not know media company executive, but I knew how to find people and get free conference tickets. I did not know, of course, how to write a business plan, but I knew how to interview people and summarize information. Well, doing what I was good at gave me the confidence to try again when I want to give up. And having a network helped me to give me the courageous when I want to give up. Here we are in Silicon Valley, we build amazing products. By not mimicking other successful companies, but by formulating a winning strategies, using our own strengths. iPhone is easy to use, Netflix keep you on the couch, and Facebook grew connect communities. And when I was at Target, I led its tablet e-commerce team. We learned that people thought that our competitor Walmart is cheaper, Amazon is faster, and eBay has more variety. But Target has its own superpower, the power to inspire. You go to a store thinking you'll be out in 5 minutes. Hey, wait for me outside, I don't need a shopping cart, I'm just getting eggs for my mom. After an hour, you have 18 things in your shopping cart and you're still browsing. So we launched a shoppable Instagram feature to help mom to inspire and shop more by looking at other mom's social media posts. With this simple feature, we won 11 awards and make millions more. Google started with just search, but they beat Yahoo. When YouTube started, the only key feature was uploading videos, but Google acquired it. Instagram started, the key feature was only photo filters, but Facebook acquired Instagram. Clearly, we know how to build amazing products by using companies' unique strengths. But when it comes to our own life, we tend to copy what other successful people do. Oh, there's a successful leader. What are 10 things they do every day? I'm a connector. So whenever I think of what I don't know what to do, then I ask people. And my co-founder Phoebe is really smart. When she couldn't find information, she figured out and Googles by her own. We see examples all the time. LeBron James and Steph Curry are both amazing basketball players, but they play by very different strengths. One is really in defense, one is really good in three-pointers. You might be wondering, how do I find my strengths? Ask your mom. Asking friends and family is a great start. When you ask an open-ended question. Don't ask, do you think I'm a friendly person? Ask, how would you describe my personality? If you still cannot uncover your strengths, think about your weakness. Many times, your strengths and your weakness are two sides of the same coin. If you are not much a public speaker, maybe you are a great observer. If you don't have many friends, maybe because you build deep relationships. Last year, I was fundraising for my startup, the menswear rental subscription company. I reached out to another founder asking for help. In a conversation, I forgot about my objective. I was just genuinely curious about his company and connect potential clients to him. Weeks later, he circled back to me. Hey, thank you so much for those leads. How can I help you? He then connected me to his investor. After half an hour conversation with his investor, we raised $1 million. I did not know how to find investors, but I'm a connector and I knew how to help other founders. How to keep going when you want to give up? Think of it as 2 steps. First, what are your strengths? What are your passion, your personality, your experience, and your network? Then think about the time that you have considered giving up. How would you keep going? By using your own strengths, your knowledge in your own way to solve the puzzle of your own life. I'm betting your ideas are not going to be as crazy as mine of randomly calling publishers. And I hope you are going to find an inspiring new stand, like how I found one in a rainy New York evening. I believe our future will be better if we use our own strengths to be resourceful and resilient during difficult times. Counter what you don't know with what you do know, and whatever you do, find it, don't you dare give up. Thank you, I'm Anya Cheng.